Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Keegan from K-Man Reviews. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button. And if you have any opinions at all that you would like to share, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Luke Hemmings, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From. Luke Hemmings is an Australian singer, songwriter, and also the lead vocalist for 5 Seconds of Summer. I've been a Five Sauce fan probably since their beginning. She Looks So Perfect was a big hit here, and I just kind of continued to follow them since. In fact, I have reviews on this channel of the band's 2 latest albums as of recording this, Youngblood and Calm. Both will be in links in the corner for you to go check them out. And he's also not the first member to go solo. Drummer Ashton Irwin also had a solo project in late 2020. Another review I did, also in the corner. Did not expect Luke to come out with one though, but miraculously, here we are. His debut album, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From. Let's just dive right in. What are my thoughts on this album? Let's find out as I review it track by track. We will start with the singles, with there being 3 of them, the first being Opener Starting Line, and honestly, this song is just amazing, a fantastic choice for a lead-off single. I love how the beginning moments just build up with the warm piano as Luke vocally excels on the climax side as the chorus, which all culminates in this soaring bridge. There is something so heavenly and euphoric about this song's emotional conveyance in its sweeping instrumentation and the enthralling performance. Very few artists have ever really had that effect on me, and this song just joined that club. Lyrically, it seems to be about these blurred memories, the amalgamation of life's experiences, not really comprehending what got him to this echelon. Wonderful song, I'd argue it's perfect. The second single, Motion, is a much more upbeat and traditional song. The twinkling synths, the light, breezy guitar strumming accounting for this comfortable vibe, which is only helped by the carefree harmonies and soft vocals by Luke on the chorus. I also like how powerful the percussion feels, yet how muted the result is. It kind of adds this duality of, sure, you can headbang to it because it's aggressive, but you can also just vibe to it at the same time. Lyrically, it's kind of a continuation of Starting Line about not really being able to discern life around you, running in motion, and how everything can get a little bit hazy. This is also a really nice song. And the third and final single, Place in Me, is a pretty haunting ballad. It opens up with this sparse, echoey ambience, instantly setting a somber mood like I'm being showered with rain on a late night stroll. Following that, we get some delicate performances from Luke, kind of playing the Billie Eilish card a bit with these minimal vocal effects. The guitar strumming holds things together as he pierces through the mix with a chilling, heartfelt cry, and the outro has an otherworldly quality to it. It's just outstanding. Lyrically, it's a breakup song, longing for this partner back in his life. It's slow, but my god, it's strong. Incredible track, and all good singles to boot. Let's see how the rest of the album compares. Now for the rest of the tracks. Saigon is a fun song. The lively instrumental and shimmering guitar line, it gives me pretty heavy summer vibes, and with the steady percussion, it's like one of those songs you can just blast with your friends while driving down a highway or something. Luke's vocals meld with this beat well, his breathy falsetto is perfect for a catchy chorus, plus the melody is just ear candy, and the plucky wails on the bridge are a very satisfying inclusion. Lyrically, it's a pretty concept about how you go on vacation and you love it, but then when it's all over, you kind of have to return to your normal everyday life, and you just want to cling on to those memories. I can see this one working for a lot of people, both in structure and just relatability. Great track. Baby Blue gives me pretty similar vibes to Saigon, but instead of the sheer sunshiny bliss of that track, this one feels a little bit deeper, more rich, and more refined. The upbeat nature gets filtered out a little bit as a result, but the song still has a fantastic vocal melody, simple percussion, and a light pop rock jam to it. The chorus reintroduces these harmonies that really catch your ear, and I do think the bridge is shockingly the weakest part of the song. It doesn't leave that much of an impact. Bit repetitive, although the transition from it to the final chorus is pretty fluid. Lyrically, the song tackles moving away from your comfort zone, traveling into this new foreign adventure. Another one I can see resonating with people, especially younger teenagers who just kind of want to run away. It's a good song, certainly not a standout in my opinion, but still enjoyable. Repeat opens up with a stark acoustic guitar accented by Luke's pillowy vocals, and kind of holds at that pace for a majority of the song. The only real build-up we get here is the guitar getting a bit more thorough for the chorus, plus some ambient strings as well. It's a minimal instrumental that allows Luke's vocals to take center stage and highlight one of the truly awe-inspiring characteristics of this record, Luke's ability to put so much emotion into every single word as he sings about not being able to recognize your past self anymore, all those demons and all those thoughts, how differently you've turned out to be. Sonically, it's definitely not the strongest, but the message is so well written that it kind of balances out. Mum is probably one of the most beautiful songs on this entire album. It starts off easy enough with the murky piano and Luke's vocals are very reverberated. Kind of gives me more Billie Eilish vibes, but when that chorus kicks in and brings in these choir-like vocals to assist Luke's already soulful voice, the combination is just so tear-jerking, and it's like I'm in a church getting cleansed purely by voice. Lyrically, the song tackles another relatable subject, reminiscing on your childhood and how maybe you took your parents and their love for granted. Now that you're older and ready to leave the nest, you might be regretting not giving them that time while you had the chance. This is a beautiful song, easily a standout. Slip Away is another incredible song, much in the same way that Mum was. The piano is very lush, the guitar is muted and warm as Luke's whispered vocals dance around it, with an equally heart-wrenching chorus following. In fact, everything here is similar to Mum, the only noticeable difference is that there's no background singers. Instead of a gospel-esque performance, this one's much more dim lights, empty theater, intimate kind of beautiful. Another thing I noticed is that this one went by really quickly for being almost 4 minutes, which really surprised me with it being a slower song. Lyrically, it does deal with a relationship and the paranoid fears of losing this loved one. Not as grandiose of a highlight as Mum was, but still good regardless. Diamonds opens up in almost the same way that the two previous tracks do, and kind of gets me preemptively thinking that it's just going to be another one of the same. But not much after, we get the hissing high-tempo percussion and an ethereal guitar to give the track a much more lively instrumental than I was expecting. And drifting away even further from my expectations is that Luke doesn't really go all that hard on this track. His vocals are surprisingly tame and controlled. The verses here are some of the deepest pitch I've ever heard from him, so when he rises back to his normal singing for the chorus, it feels much more monumental than it really should. And I kind of love that. Lyrically, it's about the negative side of fame and how it just holds on to you and takes you places you never would have gone otherwise. Pretty good song. A Beautiful Dream has a very hypnotizing instrumental. These synths are shimmery, glossy, as Luke's vocals seem to kind of become one with the beat. It's got a very spellbinding effect, especially when the sputtering synths and hammering percussion come in about halfway through. Though honestly, it's probably the only track on this album I don't care for nearly as much. The structure of it comes off like a long interlude. It's just 2 verses and a prolonged outro, which while they are gorgeous, I just kind of feel like a little extra substance would have gone a long way. Bloodline is the track I've seen people call the emotional nucleus of this record, and yeah, I think those claims definitely hold up. The instrumental is the most spare on the entire album. Minuscule piano is the only thing you get. So this song will really live or die based on Luke's voice, and my god does he deliver. Singing in this feathery falsetto for a majority of the song, creating this spacious atmosphere to get swept up in. But honestly, it's the lyrics here that really make this song devastating, tackling the sensitive subject of addiction, making these choices and wondering, maybe what if this is hereditary? What if this path I'm taking was already laid out before I had the chance to change it? Or can I fight this bloodline and become the person I really want to be? I don't think there's a word that can convey how exceptional this song is. Definitely a favorite. And finally, the closer, Come Down, is an extremely appropriate closer. I mean, even more so than Bloodline could have been. It's got a warm, almost blissful acoustic guitar that just gets me smiling every time it peaks on the chorus. The string work that slowly makes its way in is nice too, and adds a much more passionate and gravitating layer to the song, as the sweeping outro is quite the enjoyable surprise. Luke's vocals, however, couldn't be any more of a contrast to that instrumental. They sound pensive and almost wistful, which makes sense when you take into account the lyrics, which are about doing the same routine over and over again and how depleting it all can be, how difficult it can be to find happiness in such times. Great closer. Overall, my god, I was not expecting this album to be this good. There really wasn't an instant miss on this record, chock full of relatable topics, gripping vocal melodies, and absolutely stunning production and instrumentation. expect this to be on my best albums of the year list, and dare I say, this might just be the best thing associated with 5 Seconds of Summer as of recording this video. I am honestly feeling like a 9.5 out of 10 on this album. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.